Met the devil in Seattle. Spent 9 months inside then. Met beauty yelling all the time. Sure dreamed all the night within. But I swear to God, every time I rise up, says my son, it's all been done. Someday gonna wake up old and gray. So I'm trying to have some fun, showing warmth to everyone. Need a grief, cheat along the way. There's a gateway in our minds, somewhere right now, far beyond this place. Cut you open, pull out all your pain. Tell me how you make it legal, something that I'll make me out of. Some say it might go crazy, then again it might make you go insane. Every time okay, here we are on our way down to the river. I got my lab puppy Henry, got my man Floyd, my Springer, got my ace assistant Callie and her dog Deacon, and here we are at the beautiful Kentucky River. Okay, what I'm doing here, guys, is I got my show lead on my dog, the one I like to use. Take my long line here and just clip it on there, and then I'm just going to kind of gradually walk along the bank of the river, and I might toss a dummy in there. So if you have a little puppy, you know, don't be afraid just to go out there and walk in the water with them. Now, here it is. It's about January 20th or something right now. But I don't want to hear any excuses why you can't get out there and get in the water. I'm out here in the water, you know. Go get you a pair of waders. A bunch of them on sale right now on Cabela's. You can jump on there and get you a pair for almost nothing. And just walk your dog. Look, it's all you have to do is just walk with him. Let him know that it's okay to get in here. If he's a little hesitant, just ignore it, you know. Now, once he starts to get where his feet are doing okay in the water, then what you want to do, move backwards and forwards and take your dummy and just kind of toss it out a little ways, holding on to your long line. Oh, good. And let him come back to you. Good. Then you're going to toss it out there. Good. Now, remember, we're doing this like Henry was a young dog who didn't know any better, okay? So your little dog might be 10, 12, 15 weeks old. You know, the reason you have this long line on him is just so you can kind of keep him from running off and playing and getting distracted. Okay, because, I mean, they just like doing it so much that like, it'll overwhelm them. I mean, you never seen anything that make you happy like seeing a little lab get in the water for the first time and understand how much fun it is. And so it's really easy for them to get a little bit too excited, you know? Good. All right, Henry. You're an awesome dog. Good boy. And then gradually you just start throwing it a little farther. Let your long line trail. You don't even have to keep holding it. You know, make sure you bring you something to dry your hands off with, because when it's cold weather like this, your hands will start getting super cold, especially if you're used to working in an office job or something like that. Me and Callie, we're kind of like cows. We don't pay any attention to the weather. I could probably be out here barefoot, to be honest with you. And that's it, guys. You see? Now, right here, we're doing it kind of close. And you can see he hasn't submerged his chest and back yet. Now, when that first happens, your puppy might freak out a little bit. If it's warm weather, you can just keep on going out there and they'll start to swim with you. Now, so what happens is right about, watch it, yes, you see that part right there? That's when he kind of gets to where there's some flotation involved, and it kind of weirds them out, you know, when they're babies, okay? And so you just might walk out there with him. Now, I'm obviously not going to walk out there with Henry because it's only about 20 degrees today. Come on, boy, get over here. Now, I'm going to start to come out of the water. Good boy, and I'm going to throw it a little bit farther. Good. Now and let this all progress like you want to let it progress. Now, if you've had a dog that's been introduced to water before, being in the cold water, that's a whole nother story. Come on, boy. Oh, good fella. Oh, good boy. Now see right here, no pressure, not making him do anything. Okay, I'm not making him do anything. I'm just saying, good dog. Yeah, good dog. Really appreciate it. Once he gets the hang of it, and once he starts to toughen up, come on, boy. Oh, stay. And I'm going to throw it in the shallow part of the river. I'm going to wait, and then, Henry. Oh, good boy, Henry. Good boy. Oh, what a fine animal. He gets back in the heel position. Sit. Good boy. Stay. Up. Now see, this is where this check line come into play. You see it getting a little excited, you know? Like in our field drills, he wouldn't have got quite so excited. The water has a strange effect on him. Stay. And there goes my dummy. And back. Henry. Good boy. Oh, what a fine dog. Now you see I'm throwing that dummy just out there to where it's just far enough that it kind of gets in his chest and causes a little flotation, you know. When you first start your fetching drills, you don't want to throw it in too deep of water because once they have to start swimming and thinking about fetching at the same time, it can be a little weird for them. Stay. Now, back up. Sit. Now, see right here, he's getting a little too excited. So I come back, and now I'm not going to let him go until I got a lot of slack in this line right here. You know, he's got to wait. He's got to learn to be patient. Henry. Good boy, Henry. What a fine animal. Good boy. We're going to have to take care of that shaking next video. Get over here in this position. Up, hand me my dummy, dude. Good boy. Now sit. Good. Now, don't get ahead of yourself. If the dog's not, you know, it's not where he'll sit real good, make sure you reach down there and get your leash and hold it. Stay. Throw your dummy. And Henry. There we go. Pretty simple process, guys. All right, remember, make me some videos so I can see what you're up to. Okay, so here I am, and I'm sorry it's getting dark, guys. Like I said, I messed up on the audio of the other video, so we're going to have to do the best we can. All right, so here's the river, Kentucky River, and I got my dummies, but I'm not going to use my dummies yet. I'm just kind of holding these dummies to keep my puppy involved. I might have a little ball out here or something he likes to chase, and I'm going to walk along the river, and I'm going to gradually let the dog get into the river, and I'm going to take him deeper and deeper and deeper. The first day, you know, just try to get him to where it maybe comes up to his chest or his shoulders. There's that slight hint of you know, flotation. You know, now if he's a hard charger and he wants to dive right in there and start swimming, you know, don't stand in his way. So I'm just going to walk, and as I'm walking, I've got my leash so I can kind of keep him going where I want him to go. Right? Now, sometimes you'll have a puppy and you'll be in a bigger body of water, and he'll get to going out there, a hard charger, he'll go a little too far. And that's why I like to put this check line on them. Just in case they go a little too far, I can bring them back so that they don't need to start pumping the water. They don't need to start giving me a hard time. Now you can see Henry, he's pretty cool with this. If your dog is pretty cool with it, what you start to do in these little short sessions is just take your dummy and throw it down here a little ways. Now be prepared to get wet right now. These dogs don't know not to shake and carry on. He brings it back, and I throw the second one. Good boy. Now when you first start, you know, don't worry too much about the dog bringing it all the way to your hand, you know. Just make sure that he likes doing it. I'll go one direction, and then I'll go the other. Come on, Henry. Good boy. They stop and run up there and shake. You know, that's no big deal. Oh, good boy. Oh, good fella. And before you know it, You know, you got a dog that likes to be in the water. And that's really all there is to it, guys. It's not brain surgery. It's not brain surgery at all. You do this with a little 8, 9, 10-week-old puppy. You know, just you can't be afraid to get wet, and you can't be afraid to get cold if you happen to have a puppy, you know, in the wintertime. Come on, Henry. Good boy. All right, now let's move on to the fetching part. All right, guys, so now this is just like our field drill. What we would like to see happen is we'd like to see the dog, you know, show a lot of you know, happiness, a lot of vigor, a lot of energy, go into the water to get the dummy. And you can start close to the water if you want. As your dog becomes more comfortable, as his endurance increases, then you can move farther away from the water. Now, when you first start to fetch out of the water, okay, go shallow first and gradually work your way deep. Because sometimes you'll have a good hard charging retriever, but if you go a little too deep, when he first gets out there and gets that dummy and he realizes he can't touch the bottom, sometimes he'll panic a little bit. Now, I mean, not in a real bad way, but he'll start beating the water, or he'll drop his dummy, or he'll swim in a circle. We just want to avoid any of that kind of stuff we can. We always want to get success after success after success. Now, the next thing too, like I told you before, you're going to get wet sometimes here. Okay, so don't fuss at him. I mean, it's cold out here, and I'll get that shaking under control pretty soon. But what I want to do right now is accept the fact that I'm going to get a little bit wet, and I'm not going to take it out on the dog. So I got him here. I'm going to tell him to stay. And I'm going to throw the dummy in this fairly shallow water. Then I'm going to release Henry. Now I'm going to step back from the river here about 5 or 10 feet. I'm going to get down. Oh, good boy. Let him bring it back. Good boy. Put him into the heel position. Good. Now you notice I'm a little farther away. Stay. And I'm going to throw it just a little bit deeper. Henry. Okay, now that should be about where he has to swim. Just a little bit to get it. Oh, good boy. Now that was good effort. See, he had to really swim there. I hit a little bit of a hole in the bank. Good boy. All right. So I'm going to move back up the river just a little bit. Throw it where it's just a little bit more shallow. If you watch that video closely, if the light will allow it, you can see that he hesitated just the slightest bit when he lost his footing. Now he's got to sit here and be still. Make sure you're not accidentally doing this every 30 seconds or 40 seconds. Should be no pattern. There's got to be slack in your lead. Like I said, he's going to shake a little bit and get you wet. Don't worry about it. And then Henry. Good boy. All right. Good fella. Oh, good boy. Going to get back into heel position. Stay. If he goes to getting up, just tell him that's the wrong thing. See, he's getting a little too excited, so I use my check lead. I have to roll the dummy. See, he's getting a little excited there. That's why, guys, you have to keep this check lead on him when they're young, because he would have broke right then. If I wouldn't have had this leash on him, he would have broke. And what I've got to make him understand is that breaking never leads to getting that dummy or that bird or whatever it is that I'm looking for. Henry. Good boy. All right, fine animal. Good boy. Come on back here. Like I said, don't worry about that shaking right now. It's aggravating, but it's okay. Sit. Good. Stay. And keep your sessions pretty short. This will be our last fetching, because it's fixing to start raining on us, or snowing, I guess. Henry. Oh, good boy. Oh, good boy. Oh, good boy. And then he brings it back. A lot of times just end your session. Oh, with a fun dummy, just throw that bad boy as far as you can. Let him have it. Let him know that you're having a good time. And like I said, I'm sorry. I had some real good video earlier. The light was perfect. And, you know, I'm just a dummy, I guess. And didn't get my microphone plugged in. So I'll do better for you guys next time, I promise. See you next week.